Hi everyone, welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. Um, Trying to figure out why this lighting looks so dark. But anyway, I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm gonna have to play around with that to find out. But thank you all for being here today. Feeling a lot better. It's been awful because just throwing up uh, like phlegm and mucus and everything that. But I'm feeling better. I got the rest that I needed. I'm here, and I one of the things I was concerned about coming on before is the coughing spells, just coughing a whole lot. But I was able to get something to help me stop that. One moment, guys. Let me grab some water. So I was able to find something to take care of that cough because that was awful as well. So I'm doing better. Not 100%, but I'm getting there, guys. Um, so I hope you all are doing well and taking care of yourself, um, and keep just moving forward. I had a couple of few days that were just not good. I just felt the grief all of a sudden. And I figured by now it wouldn't be that bad, but it was bad, guys. Um, for the last 2 to 3 days because I really want to talk to my mother and just the reality of that, even though it happened in 2020, because it's just sometimes where in the past when she was here, I was just able to pick up the phone, talk to her, and tell her about whatever. And moms know how to make stuff better, but I don't have that anymore, and the reality of it just went like this. So, like I said, I have my days just like everybody else, but I try very hard to stay in a positive frame of mind, because the more that you are optimistic about life and situation, the better you can change your situations for the better, with the help of God. So, with that being said, guys, I am doing better. Um, I'm not a therapist or a social worker or a counselor, just somebody who's gone through so much that I talk about ways to be an overcomer instead of succumbing to these trials and tribulations. And don't beat yourself up too much, guys. If you have a situation where um, you feel, you have days where you feel really lethargic and just tired or even depressed, just the key factor is to not stay in that situation. Don't allow yourself to stay there. So I stay in prayer, talk to God, ask Him to help me, and then I keep moving forward. Excuse me. So I keep moving forward. What I do now, instead of procrastinating as I did before, I just get up and do what I need to do. So the title today is topic of discussion is self preservation. Self preservation. That's so important. Self preservation is very important because this is how we take care of ourselves. And when I think of this topic, I think about mental health issues. Because if we don't self preserve, then our mental and physical health is affected. And not only that, what happens if we allow, our mental health gets affected by ongoing toxicity. And if we continue to make excuses for it and allow it to come in over and over again and just make excuses I'm not talking about disagreements, I'm talking about hardcore ongoing toxicity, that affects your mental and physical health. So, what I did after I started to do the work to heal is I stopped making excuses for it. I started seeing things for what they are and not what I wanted it to be. Like I always say in these videos, you can bring people to the water, but you can't make them drink. They have to make that decision on their own. So, basically you can talk to people about healing. You can even tell them and give them certain ways to do things to heal, but you can't do the work for them. They have to do it themselves. And it's a lot of work. It's not easy, but it's well worth it, because when you take care of your physical and mental health, you are self-preserving, meaning that you're not allowing the toxicity to affect your mental and physical health. And one way that you do that is to establish boundaries. Set boundaries with others who come with high levels of toxicity. Because some people like drama, they like the noise and the, you know, negative attention is what I call it. They like all of that. And so sometimes to self-preserve, you have to set those boundaries. And in my case, a lot of times people would step over the boundaries, disrespect them, dismiss them, and then I would cut off, block, and delete. Do whatever is necessary to stabilize your mental and physical health, because your physical health also takes a toll when you are dealing with a whole bunch of drama and negativity over and over and over again. It affects every area of your life, guys. It took me a long time to learn this, because once I set those boundaries and I cut off, block, and delete what was necessary, my life changed for the better. No more of the, headaches I used to have, the weight gain that was out of control, hair falling out, all this stuff because of allowing ongoing toxicity. And when I grabbed the bull by the horn, so to speak, faced the pain, did the work to heal so that I can bring up my self-esteem that was lower than the ground. And once I did that, I started to self-care, self-love. When you love yourself, guys, not be in love with yourself, but love yourself, you know your self-worth. You know you don't deserve abuse. You know you don't deserve negativity. You don't deserve someone treating you disparagingly. You don't deserve any of that. And if people don't like someone, just stay away from that person. It doesn't give you the right to abuse that person, stalk them, do all the negative stuff, because there are consequences from those actions. So what I do is just cut it off, remove it from my life and ask God to help keep those things out of my life so that I can stay focused on growing, healing, evolving, and at a place of inner peace. I always talk about a space of inner peace, guys, because once you get to the point of having that inner peace, you're unbothered by the noise around you. There's a few videos I did in the past, not too long ago, so you can go back and probably find one or two of them, where I talk about diffusing the negativity, the toxicity. Because some people just get bored. They love drama and negativity, and they may just come and try to start an argument or whatever. And if you don't participate and play that game, they can't, how do I say it? They can't ignite the fire, so you can diffuse that fire and put it out altogether by not playing that game, by not participating in any arguments or drama. I just look at people and walk away. I don't have time for it anymore. The old version of myself before I start to heal, I used to get mad and, but then they just messed up your day with the, especially that's what they wanted to accomplish. But if you give them zero reaction, no reaction, you take back your power. That's how you take back your power. That's one of the ways you take back your power. No reaction to the situation. Give it to God, because you're telling God also, guys, that when you do that I'm giving this to you, God, because I need to stay focused over here on me and building me up. Don't allow anyone to force you back down like a crab at the bottom of the barrel, because some people don't want to do the work to heal. They like it down there at the bottom because they're comfortable there, and then they could just, to create drama and negativity down there. But don't allow yourself to be there. You know, you don't have to be somebody's victim. You don't have of abuse, you know, and negativity. You can set those strong boundaries so that you can stay focused on yourself, you know, self love, self care, self healing. And as you do that and you ask God to help you, and you don't know how these things don't come with a book of instructions, but as you just get up and start moving forward, because I used to procrastinate all the time, but I just get up and start moving forward, go into prayer and ask God that as I move forward, continue to help me. And He has been doing that. And I just get up and do what I need to do. And it's not easy. And then just set those boundaries. And sometimes those boundaries mean shutting doors. But as I did that, and prayed and continue to move forward, God opened up some new doors over here. And He will help you as you help yourself. But God is not going to do the work for you. We have to do the work. We have to put it in the work. Little by little, guys, nothing ventured is nothing gained. So even, you know, you start with baby steps. And one of the places I started was therapy, you know, seeing a therapist. As I saw the therapist, you know, for a long time we just looked at each other. I didn't have much to say. And then one day I started talking little by little. Excuse me. And as I did that, you know, it was an outlet for the pain. So find ways to release those tons of bricks, as I always use as a metaphor when it comes to pain. Take those tons of bricks off your back. And don't carry anybody else's tons of bricks. Let them carry their own. They have to do their own work. Each of us have to do our own healing work. Nobody can do it for us. You know, one day at a time, one step at a time, guys. Remember, your mental and physical health is everything, because without that, you can't take care of yourself, anybody else, or anything else around you. So keep that in mind and give yourself some me time on a daily basis. That's so important. An hour, 2 hours to take care of you, to do what's important to you. That also builds up your mental and physical health as well. And be around people who are going to uplift you, who want to see you win. People who are going to motivate you, especially when you have those off days where you don't feel too good. You know, those who are going to have your back and encourage you to keep moving forward. Those are the type of people that you really need to have in your life. You know what the other stuff is about and what it does to your health. So you can set boundaries with that. And just because somebody shared DNA with you doesn't mean that you have to let them drop their tons of bricks, negativity and toxicity in your lap. Set those strong boundaries so that you can take care of your mental and physical health. And the bottom line is that eventually you will acquire inner peace. And when you get to a place of inner peace, you're unbothered by the noise of what people are saying, the lies, the drama, whatever. It's noise. And as you continue to take care of yourself, keep those boundaries in place and do the work, stay in prayer, asking God to help you, you're going to see a change in your life for the better. And you're going to be glad that you took these steps, guys. So remember, self-preservation. Self-preservation is so important because you're preserving your mental and physical health so that you're okay. That's the message today, guys. It is better to be at a place of being at peace instead of broken down into pieces. You know, go and help other people, guys. Tell them about these videos, because sometimes, as I said before, people don't communicate about what they're going through. Some people may, others don't. But if they can show up and hear messages like these, this will help to motivate them to put the work into themselves and to know that they are worth it just as much as anybody else. And please subscribe to the channel. Look at the links that I have at the end of this video here and share them with others, and continue to show up here Monday through Friday, guys. Thank you for being here. This is Lisa, shedding love and light. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to self-care on a daily basis. I'll see you again sometime tomorrow. Bye for now, guys. Have a great day.